We ready? Okay. I will open the public hearing to consider an application made by Rob Clark, General Manager of Pinecrest, on April 28th, 2023, to establish the Pinecrest designated outdoor refreshment area pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 4301.82. Is there anyone that would like to speak on behalf of this?
We should note for the record that the Ohio Revised Code requires that the mayor submit the application. And so in your legislation, the mayor is the person who submitted the application with a good assist from Mr. Clark.
Excellent. If anyone has anything to say, I'll close the public hearing. I will call the special council meeting of June 7th, 2023 to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anna, please call roll.
Here.
Here.
Duber,
I am here.
Vincent. Here. Silver. Harry. Kurland.
Here. I will make a motion to approve the special council meeting minutes of May 3rd, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments, changes? Okay. Anna, please call roll.
Bilski.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Duber. Vincent. Perry. Yes. Kurland.
I will make a motion to approve council meeting minutes of May 10th, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Are there any comments, changes to the minutes? Okay, Anna, please call roll.
Bilski.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Duber.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Harry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. I will make a motion to authorize a change order to the agreement with CA Agresta to increase the previously approved amount of $247,744 for the concrete repair program by no more than $25,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Klein.
I asked for you to amend the motion, but listen to Brian first. I should jump in before you make the motion.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we're going to request it to go up to $40,000 as we've uncovered some additional repairs. Again, this is just the same concrete work. We've uncovered more repairs that we feel since we have a contractor in town, we can get this done now. The $40,000 is of leaving us a cushion just in case we do uncover additional stuff. Generally, we have that under our contingency. This is mostly along Lander Road, which the contractor has not been to yet. So once these are all saw cut, we'll be able to determine if we have to widen anything.
Confirm that this fits squarely in the budgetary constraints and plan that we've made.
Okay. All right, well, if there's no other questions, I will make a motion to authorize a change order to the agreement with CA Agresta to increase the previously approved amount of $247,744 for the concrete repair program by no more than $40,000. And do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. And then I guess, Anna, please call roll.
Bilski.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Duber.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. Okay. I did it again. I started over again.
Started over again.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a do-over.
Audience comments related to agenda items. Are there any comments? No? Okay. Old business of pending legislation and motions. A, ordinance 2023-8, and an ordinance creating a designated outdoor refreshment area and establishing requirements to ensure public health and safety with such area, second reading, and administration requesting suspension of rules.
Yes, I'm eager for you to keep going.
Okay, then I will make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2023-8. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Duber. Are there any comments or questions on the suspension?
I have just a couple of questions. I don't know if this had happened in the public hearing, but
Wait, you can't do this as suspension, right?
Suspension.
just on the suspension?
Is this a motion for suspension?
This is just for
Yes.
suspension.
Yeah, just for suspension.
Then to vote.
Okay.
You should wait, vote on the motion to suspend.
That's fine.
And
Then, yeah, then it opens the discussion on the motion that's being suspended.
Anna, please call roll.
Bilski,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes,
Duber,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. Okay, now I will make a motion for passage of ordinance 2023-8. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. I think it was Stacy.
Thank you.
So- All right, you had questions?
Yeah, I just, if a business within the DORA goes out, leaves, and somebody else comes in, are they responsible for picking up the same plan that the previous restaurant had? No, it's their election. So even though it's not within that, or it's within that 5-year window, they can change and decide to okay. And then, are hours still in effect at Pinecrest for certain teens to be, I remember during the pandemic, so are those still in effect? And how does that affect, or does it affect the DORA at all?
It doesn't. Right now, we have a program in place that from 4 o'clock into the evening, any individual that are under the age of 18 need to be with an adult that's 25 or over. And our hours of operation for DORA start at 4 o'clock, so it becomes almost adult only at that point.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay, Anna, please call roll.
Bilski,
Yes.
Klein,
yes,
Duber,
Yes.
Vincent. Yes. Perry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. Okay, new business and consideration of ordinance 2023-9, an ordinance engaging Zashin and Rich Company, LPA, to provide special counsel to Orange Village in employment-related matters and declaring an emergency. First reading.
I'd like to, this administration would like to request suspension so that we can pay some bills that we owe to our attorney, who I will introduce to you in the back of the room, sitting next to the police chief, is Sarah Moore from Zashin Rich. And we forgot to pass this contract. Steve?
I advised you, but that's all right. We're getting to it now and we're ratifying. $15,000, yeah. There's
So,
Just suspend.
second,
I missed it.
Brandon made a motion to suspend, and
Well, they're giggling over there.
it was confusing.
it was confusing.
Seconded by Mr. Klein.
Fine. Anna, please call roll when you get a moment.
Sorry. Bilski,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes,
Duber,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. Okay, so then we need to make a motion.
23-9.
Second. Call roll, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Klein,
yes,
Duber,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Kurland.
Yes. Okay. Are there any audience comments related to matters which advance the good of the village? None? Okay. Mayor.
Oh, okay. When you do the executive session, you need to invite Sarah Moore and the police chief.
Okay.
A number of things. We will be next week presented with a motion, and this motion is a ballot issue. We need to amend our fines for a ballot issue. Not fines, our fees, our deposits.
Yes.
Should I just read it directly from here? Okay.
Professional fee deposit needs to be adjusted.
All right, so we do have an interested party in developing what we all call the Weintraub property. This interested party is Vitalia, which is part of the Omni Company, which has been going in a lot of different communities and suburbs around the county Some of us took a tour of one of their existing sites, and there's just a ton of more information, and it's going to start coming out, and it needs to come out, because what we're doing next week is passing a motion for them to give us a deposit to start the process of getting something for a rezoning on the ballot next March. We don't really have that category, so we're creating a category for ballot issue deposits, and we're lowering, we're putting 10,000, and if they spend that all, we get another deposit. So it's just that nobody thinks it should cost more than that. And, what I want to tell you about this, did you want to say something, Jen?
I will when you're done.
Oh, okay, so that's the detail, is doing that administrative work so that they can go forward in convincing the community and convincing us that it's, well, first, they have to convince all of us, but they need our support in order to put it on the ballot. And, there's always another way, but it's an adversarial way, and we have not had that done, and they're not planning to do it. In fact, these are very accommodating developers, in my experience so far.
We spend the deposit, I don't,
When Bob McLaughlin, when they wanted to, when they said they wanted to start this process and meet with us and start a professional fees, I said they have to put a deposit down. So when Bob McLaughlin looked in the code,
so that they would pay for our professional fees.
Correct.
yeah, but the only category we have is 30,000, and we want to set a $10,000 category.
The 30,000 is for development plan review. They don't have plans for review. They're seeking a zoning change.
How have we done in the past? They just,
I don't know.
I think,
Erickson, I don't remember ever
Did it without an ordinance.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure
They
they just
consented
gave us
to it.
money.
This is just,
Did a separate motion specifically for their deposits and their fees.
Right.
They had a separate whole.
In Pinecrest, they were baked into the development because they were actually bringing forth plans that would be reviewed professionally, as well as language for the zoning change.
And they'll put more in. But Steve found it this time, so.
Is the acreage, are they doing the full amount, or are they just doing part of?
evergreen, or is it?
We've never done this.
the last rezoning we had was Pinecrest. I know that they paid professional fees, and
A lot more than 10,000.
yeah, and they, because, well, they paid the big amount when there's going to be review, when there's actually development going on.
This is a legislative request.
Exactly.
But is this an
For parkland, for conservation.
Cost the 10,000,
okay, but only that, but not every time there's a bill, they don't have to,
no,
Okay.
no, it doesn't have
We
to.
just subtract it from their ongoing balance. But even more importantly than this, because to me this is really just a real clerical detail, is the underlying project. Now, for those who don't know, Vitalia is a senior living community development. They have a number of them throughout the region. Just, I guess you can Google Vitalia. They were in Pepper Pike a couple weeks ago. It didn't read from the paper that they had as good a reception, but I think the plan for us really is quite good. And it would not be like the one in Solon. The one in Solon has memory care and assisted living. This is simply for me and Judd and every other retired person who's still
Active senior.
Wait a minute.
Yes, yeah, swimming pool, pickleball courts, whatever. At least we have to, see all the details, and they'll have to start the presentations and the show. But here's what I love about the project. First of all, it seemed like a really good product. Some of us toured the one in Solon, and it was quite beautiful. Although somebody else told me the food wasn't as good as it looked to us.
Good, it was actually good. I went back for dinner.
Distracted by food.
Throw me off every time. The deal would also include, in addition to the building, which would have a swimming pool and amenities, there would be, I forget how many. Do you remember? Judge, do you remember how many standalone, single-family houses?
I don't remember the number.
Plus all of these.
And, oh, wait a minute,
I don't remember. I don't know if they had an exact amount. I thought it was.
I may have it.
In addition to that, which is a great compromise for that property, because that would abut Orange Tree, and they would not be higher than houses. But on the Harvard side, opposite Whole Foods, in order to make the development work and in order to keep it how we'd like it, they would need to have some of that be commercial. We looked through an assortment of commercial choices of people they've been talking to, and they immediately let us go, no, maybe, try them. So they've been real cooperative, and the best part of all is if this all comes together, they will be donating to the village the 50 acres we have talked about for many years at the corner of Harvard and Brainerd. Now, they haven't, well, I guess when he called you to start this process, that's sort of a formal announcement. I did not know if this could be publicly stated, but Judd sent me something that another member of our Planning and Zoning Board sent him, and this is a public document. This was the Builders Exchange, and it's a public document, and it tells the whole story. It says, the project was presented for discussion at the May 2nd Planning Commission meeting. We just talked about it, they were not there. The mayor, along with representatives of Omni Property Companies, toured Vitalia at Solon. Developers are pursuing construction of a Vitalia senior housing development on the Weintraub property located on Harvard Road near Pinecrest. In addition, Vitalia would commit to donating 50 acres of property to Orange Village. The project is in the early planning phase, yeah, that's very true, and no approvals have been granted yet. So we're going to talk about that a lot as this proceeds. You're probably going to ask me about the residences at Pinecrest.
Well, no, not yet. I have a couple questions on that still.
Okay.
Of the yeses and nos, were hotels on any of those things in terms of?
Yes, as a
And was
possibility.
that checked off as a yes or a no?
Depending on hotel. What did we say? What did we say about hotel? I think we said it depended which kind of hotel.
Yeah, I think we were not excited about the idea of a hotel, but if it was a higher end, it was a possibility.
No, they had worse ideas.
But they don't want to do a hotel. They're looking for, restaurant.
I guess just putting it out there to everybody else here, I think is a horrible idea. To put
probably
another
agree.
hotel in Orange Village, right now and maybe ever.
No.
No, but it's not high in there.
Approved where the Super 8 is, and the Bahama Breeze site is an approved hotel site.
Yes, those are horrible ideas to put hotels there.
They're allowed.
They're allowed by code,
Understood, I'm just,
entitled to that, to do.
but they're not allowed by code and entitled Weintraub property.
No, nothing.
These other ones, I think it's something that everybody here needs to take a really careful look at. Of other issues that we have at other places.
Thinking about hotels over there.
You can have a high-end hotel, but in 10 years, that might be gone. And what goes in next?
Yeah, a hotel is not something that they were really, I don't get that.
But I just wanted to throw that out.
Really more,
About retail and restaurant,
they really want a restaurant and they wanted some other kind of retail.
Okay.
And one other question, just about that is, I think, just my own 2 cents is for the retainer, just because those fees can rack up quick, and instead of waiting until they're at 0 balance. they
Give them a
should-
head notice.
I think they should probably have a monthly replenishment. Basically, anytime they pay something, they would have to replenish the retainer. Because I feel
True.
like that can go pretty quick.
Yeah, but on this one, I've been assured that between the engineer, the law director, and the building commissioner, the cost of getting this legislatively through will not be that much.
If they're putting, and then it shouldn't be a burden on them, because if they're having 10 down and they just have to replenish the little amounts that are.
That's not what the ordinance provides. You'd have to change the ordinance to do that, so.
What's that?
You'd have to change what the ordinance says to do that.
Okay.
It's not an evergreen, it's not drafted as an evergreen ordinance, and for $10,000,
The next time this might happen might be years.
Okay, for us non-lawyers, for us non-lawyers, what does evergreen mean?
I guess that leads to my question, was, are we just,
for where we are now, the ordinance
To
to
put it on the
get,
ballot.
to get a deposit. There's already an ordinance in place that dictates what the deposit is used for and how it gets replenished.
Right.
So in order to change, you'd have to change that ordinance.
But what are we doing, just changing the amount?
Yes,
Putting it in, adding that category.
you're right.
so we're taking that was my question.
This is really, this is when you really get fights over, like, do you ever see the picture when you? No, but discussion, it's very.
Understand it.
Protect our, to make sure that if we go down to, if we have $1,000 left, and then, you know, they get a bill for $5,000 for us, that they don't have, there's nothing for us to take out of the retainer if, you know, they're.
I don't know, we do this with entities all the
I'm just
time.
saying this is a bigger project and.
Recall that in your ordinance, if they don't replenish the deposit, we can reject their application. So it's, you know,
But what if they're walking away from it and there's a big balance?
We'd never let it get to be a big balance because,
For,
oh, if it was approaching that.
Is there currently an amount on the ordinance?
yes, 30,000.
30,000?
How's it?
It's designed for development projects. Basically, what we're doing, this was my question here. Basically, what we're doing is taking that section of the ordinance that already exists that describes the deposits that are required for development projects at that level and creating an additional category within that existing ordinance that suggests this particular type of activity and a deposit that is required.
exactly right.
To that point, if and when this project advances to wherever it does, they will have to then provide the deposit for the development project, which will,
Significantly larger deposit.
which is significantly larger, and if their intentions are followed through, then we should be good with this. And the opportunity to replenish it, there are triggers in the construct already that allows us to go back to them and say, send us another check.
An issue ever.
Not gonna apologize for making sure that we're covered on fees. Okay, moving on.
It's just, you ever see the cartoon that we're talking about global warming, we're talking about heavy international things, and the audience is empty, there's no
Global
one
warming?
there. And then the next night, the agenda is cat leash laws. Audience is filled to overflowing. There's nothing really to report on the Pinecrest residential yet. There is a meeting on unrelated matter, which is holding up, moving forward on that. More to report next month. And did you approve the civil drawings for the gas station? Not yet? Okay, so when he says the go, then the gas station will be started up again. How do they look?
Right now, there's minor things, but, you know, I just started looking at them today.
Do they not need to have like, approved?
Approval, but not the civil service, not the civil drawings approved, and it was our goof.
When it went to planning commission, it was approved subject to engineer's comment, and that didn't come up.
We're working through that.
Been a amenable process. Everybody's on good terms still through that process.
What process are we talking about?
Working through that, you say it was our mistake that happened.
Very cooperative.
Okay.
That's the plans that are.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, there's no, yeah. I think that's all I had said to say, unless anyone has questions.
Okay. Well, then I'll say, unfortunately, there's been a rash of car thefts in the general area, including Orange Village. And, oh, he got up?
Somebody get him, please.
Okay.
Sarah. Sarah, you don't have a key to get in. You're the last one that can get him.
Should I hold off on what I was saying?
Stuff.
Okay, well, it was just about that there's been the thefts of the cars themselves and also just things taken from inside the cars. So would recommend that everyone lock their cars, because all of these are crimes of opportunity where people have their cars unlocked and have their keys in the car, and when the cars have been taken, even if it's in your garage, do not leave your keys in your car, and don't leave anything of value in your car. Do not leave firearms in your car.
Do guns in your unlocked cars, in your driveways.
Has been an issue, unfortunately. So,
Sorry, Chief, but she started to talk about the car thefts, and I thought maybe you would have something to say, but I think she's covered it.
I did, but if you want to say something just on the record about people and their
He called
vehicles.
everybody on the phone.
I've been speaking to some of the associations. I did last week and tomorrow. I have one of the other associations. It's happening all over. And when I say all over, I mean it. From far west side of Lorraine County, all out this direction. Don't leave your keys in your car. Don't leave your car unlocked. Don't leave valuables in your car. If you leave your car unlocked, and a nearby community found out this way, and you have a garage door opener in that car, guess what they have access to? I'm gonna let you all figure that one out yourselves. Nevertheless, they're out there, they're coming out in stolen cars, they're dropping off a handful of people, and they're looking for whatever they can find, and let's stop making it easy for them. You know, a couple of our cars that were taken also had handguns in them, and they got themselves a hold of 2 handguns as well.
How many of the 5 have we recovered?
I think all the cars have been recovered. I mean, sometimes we get them back and there's nothing wrong with them. They're just found on the street in the city of Cleveland somewhere, and sometimes we get them back and they're not in such good shape. Everybody's having a problem, and they just got those guys about last week. About 7 or 8 of them. They were doing the dealerships, and they were stealing the cars from the dealerships. The one guy was absolutely on our radar. I mean, a lot of us had wanted him to question and/or arrest, and he was one of the 7 or 8 that they took. But there's a lot of guys out there doing that right now. And, it's a matter of us just not making it easy for them. And we've gone through this. We've gone through this years before.
Cameras operational? Now, I know not everywhere, but is it all at once or just some at a time?
I don't quite understand. You mean all at one time?
In order to get them operational, do we have to have them all in and then they all start at once? Or that 30 can start and that 20 can start and those 10 can?
About the cameras,
The security.
Oh,
he missed the word cameras.
yeah, I thought you were talking about the bad guys and the things they were doing.
Oh, no, the cameras.
Cameras are being installed.
So have those helped at all?
Oh, no, but the
Help.
flock cameras have helped us.
Right.
Because a lot of times when they come out, they have a stolen vehicle already. That's what they're using to come through our neighborhoods. And
Stolen.
we have some Ring doorbell cameras and stuff that show us, we can see some of the things that are occurring. Not to give an ID, but it gives us the time that they're out. And a lot of times it's between 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning in those hours. It's not 10 o'clock at night. Everybody's fast asleep and they're out there. There's nothing set, but I'm telling you, if they got lucky the first time they came out here, they're gonna come out again. Because we made it easy for them the first time. There's no reason for them not to do it again. We just can't make it easy for them. It's that simple.
Do you have any increase in officers on patrol, like in developments and stuff, since any of this?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it's a matter of one car coming in at one time and in hopes that some of our flock cameras can alert us. We have chased them out before. But then it comes down to what degree do we pursue? You know, and it's...
That's not the concern.
No, but I'm saying our cameras, our flock cameras have helped us in the past on this.
No, yeah, they help after the car is stolen, but I'm saying more like, or even before, because somebody's coming in with, stolen car, but just a larger police, I haven't really seen, I guess, a larger police presence in the developments at all.
I don't know, I can't speak for exactly what the patrol procedures are.
Or if, I guess I'm asking if we have more officers on patrol now while this is kind of at its height.
We're pretty much at our standard shift. We're short right now a few for different reasons of which we're all aware. We're doing it with what we have. We still normally have 3 on at night for most of the shifts. And so but that's only one thing for us to focus on, of course, because there's always other things occurring. But we're keeping an eye peeled. A car out in Orange Village at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning
normally is delivering a plain dealer. We don't have a lot of traffic out there, so if we can see a car out there, if we're following and running the plate, see if the car's hit, if they're wanted or not, and then follow them to wherever it is that they may be going, they leave the village or go to a residence. They're doing that. It's just a matter of one moment, and it takes them absolutely no time. That car comes in, drops people off, and takes off, and then they will call the car back should they not find anything. But it's going on all over. There's nobody immune to this right now.
Can we do another reverse 911 call stating?
I just did it, last week, I believe. Wasn't it last week?
Know if we had it personnel and budget-wise to go ahead to officer or two at night for a little while.
Yeah,
Once these cameras are up and running, you should have some significant support. And I would think that, a lot of, I've noticed that have had comments from residents that they've noticed the camera lights on, and that in and of itself can be a bit of a deterrent, because somebody knows something's up.
light that's shining up there, and there's gonna be a whole lot of blue lights in Orange Village, which is good. And, yeah, and, in that case, right now, Patrolman Atwell has been going with this company with the installation. He's been with them for the last few days. They probably put up 24 in the last,
Them out yesterday.
yeah, they're putting them up they get one about an hour up. And, yeah, we're doing everything we can to try and make it better. Obviously, something we're doing is right, because we haven't had it happen again, but, so, read the paper in the morning and let's see what we have to offer, but, yeah, we're just, everybody, please, just do what you need to do. Secure your stuff. Oh, and they don't force into cars, they don't force into homes. They take advantage of those who are lazy.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Okay, Mr. Duber?
It's, one of our longtime sergeants is retiring, and, I was just curious, do we do anything for long-time employees who are leaving?
We had a party.
Party, but do we do anything for any of the guys who are here forever?
Gold watch? Do we give them the sick pay buyout, their vacation buyout?
Get their benefits they're entitled to, but I'm saying if somebody is.
Looking for a party?
I'm not going to any.
We can make a resolution.
Yeah, I know, but is there a gesture that the village does for somebody if they've served, whether it's 20, 25, 30, 35 years? What do you want when you're?
You better make it something good, because it's gonna be coming up sooner than you know. I talked to Nick DeSico the other day about having a get-together. David really is not interested at this time, according to Nick. I haven't had the opportunity to speak to him about it.
How many years does he have?
I would say probably 25 or 26.
No, I did not hire him. 29 or 30. Wait,
He
did I
was-
hire him?
Well, no, he was part-time before he was.
Right, I think
I don't believe you
just
hired him either.
did it. I think he's almost 25.
Full-time, plus part-time?
No, just shy, I think, of 25 full-time.
I just didn't know if we do anything for when Zuger
I guess we
retires
don't.
when he's 95 for 80 years of service. I just,
I'm retiring. What are you doing for me?
I don't know. Is that wrong? I'm sorry, part-timer, what was that?
Part-time fire department, when somebody retires, we have 30-year worth, they did 30 years, they get their name on that. They also get one of our blue sweatshirts that says retired on it, and we'll have a party for them and a plaque.
The others? I don't know. What? Okay. God forbid we.
No, I think it's a nice idea.
Okay, well, throwing that out there, if anybody wants to ponder that. What do we, I know I brought this up before, and I'm bringing it up again, and I know it's against everything that Steve's gonna say that we should do, but, what do we need to do to shut down the extended stays? Or at least
What?
extended stay hotels?
Oh.
they're an absolute nuisance. And Chief, I have a question. Like, what percentage do you think of our calls and/or police business are for the two extended stays? Is it over 75%?
No. Don't answer if you have to look it up, we can find out.
Sure.
Extended stays that we suggest are in the year.
By,
I can give you numbers very, very easily.
I mean, it's a lot, right?
I would suggest that it's probably, they're both of them would be above the other five.
And are the extended stays employees creating the problem, or the conditions of the building creating the problem? And do you get cooperations when you investigate crimes there?
And how many times does the ambulance, what percentage goes to 3909 Orange Place?
What percentage? About 300, about a third of the calls a year, a little bit less maybe.
Wow.
Frequent flyers, that's the Chagrin Highlands Medical Building?
Yeah, but what's that, yeah. But what's that to do with the extended stays?
Well, we work with them to try to reduce the number of calls
The-
to these.
Are there emergency ambulance calls to the extended stays too?
What
And,
percentage do you think go there?
Kind of a number.
Same as Chief Pastura said, if you're choosing the hotels, we definitely run to the extended stays more than the other hotels.
Would you consider those hotels nuisances to the village? In terms of how much money we spend in terms of officers and time?
Well, there's probably a legal definition.
I mean, do you find them a nuisance?
Well, let me tell you something. Years ago, Steve Myron knows this, we were in the process of shutting down a hotel because they were participating in the problems that we were having versus having the lowest price and cooperating. And there's a big difference between that, when the.
He was at some of those hotels.
Law enforcement and/or participating in maybe some illegal action. We had a big investigation, and we were this far from close to the place.
There is an extensive body of law that deals with closing nuisance hotels. We don't have facts here. We have looked into it. They don't qualify as nuisances. Yet, under the facts we've had today.
Do you have all the stats of like most recent in the last year or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just if that would,
We did look into it fairly recently.
Recently.
The couple that's sitting here, you know, I recognize them, but I can't remember their names. I've met them.
I just feel like so much of our police business is for those two hotels. And it takes away from the residents, and it brings up kind of what I was bringing up a minute ago about, officers, being in the residential area. I'm sorry, but there's just, and it's, I'm not pointing fingers, but there's not as many officers in the residential neighborhoods as there used to be. You used to always see them. Don't take it as a slight.
No, I had something to.
You used to always see them, like growing up, and and obviously it was different then, but even just I'd say 5-6 years ago, it was different. And I know with Pinecrest, things were a little bit different, but Pinecrest hasn't been a problem. But these,
We put on an extra officer on the weekends too.
But I'm gonna tell you something else, man. During COVID, I got so many compliments about how the neighborhoods have been patrolled. Because so many people were home, they never recognized that the police car went by so many times when they're gone during the day and that, you know what I'm saying? I've been mayor.
and I remember you talking about that before, but I think that, I mean, that's 3-something years ago. And I just feel like, based on what I've seen, there's more activity. I mean, is there more activity at those hotels in the last 2 years than there was, 3, 4, 5 years ago? Yeah, it's funny, but it's like, yeah, I mean, but it's like not, because I mean, it's legitimately taking a lot of our resources, and I think that we as a village need to figure out something to do there, and just talking about it is not enough, honestly. We need to either find a way to budgetize more police officers on certain shifts, or to get these hotels out of Orange Village, because they shouldn't be welcome here with what is going on. I think it's a major problem. I think we all look at it all the time, but nobody ever does anything about it. And I think we need to do something about it.
Do what we can.
Well,
Can't do what we can't do.
there's certain things we can do, and what we can do is we can either find a way to budget or reallocate a budget in order to provide a greater police presence.
Well, we are doing that, and you've authorized greater, and we are interviewing. The problem was, when we did 4 at a time, each one takes extensive training from an officer, from, what do you call them, field training officers? And those 4 at one time took away, because we had too many people committed to training them. So that didn't work out, so we're doing it like 1 at a time. We did Smiley, we did Cribble, we're gonna do another one soon. They can't absorb them, too many.
Telling to go ahead and hire 10 people tomorrow.
Well, that's what we have to do, to fill the open spots and to get more people on the road.
We need to find a way to incentivize good officers to come to Orange Village who are. We need to figure it out, and a lot of it, I think, comes from a budgetary standpoint, and maybe I'm wrong, but, we have to make Orange Village somehow
Advocating for higher pay?
I'm not. I'm advocating for some way to find a way to have good officers want to come to Orange Village, so that we
do. We always do. Why do you say we don't have good officers that want to come here?
don't have good officers.
Yes, you are. You just said we have to find a way.
Time out. That you are completely missing what I'm saying. I am not saying that we don't have good officers.
You're saying we have to find a way to get them to come.
Okay, can we,
You're in charge.
All I'm saying is that we have great officers.
No trouble recruiting more.
yeah, okay, look,
Fine. You know what? Let's not do this. Let's just stay in the state of disarray we're in.
Who's in a state of disarray? We're in no state of disarray.
okay, wait, let's,
Brandon.
Me, when I'm just,
Okay, you're complaining.
I'm complaining?
No, I mean, you're saying something that we are doing.
What are you talking about? Will you just listen?
Yeah. What are you saying, Brandon?
Please stop talking while I'm talking. All I'm saying is, we have great police officers. Maybe it is higher pay. I don't know. Whatever it is, in order to get officers to want to come to Orange Village. I don't know what it is.
I heard what you said, and my response was directly responsive to what you said. They want to come to Orange Village. We pay fair.
I'm not saying we don't pay fair. I think we pay.
You're saying we need to find a way to
okay,
get them to come.
can we,
Is anyone else hearing it the way I hear it?
I think we should move on to the next thing.
I think that, listen, just hear me out for 1 minute. I'm just asking a question of what we do. I'm told that, no, we can't do anything more about the hotels. I'm told, no, that we can't have any more officers on duty.
I don't think you were told that at all. You were not told that at all, Brandon. Because you are criticizing for no reason.
Not criticizing, Mayor.
Okay.
I think we do a listen,
I don't want to hear anymore.
Okay.
this is unreal. I think we do a fantastic job. I really do. I say no. Are you serious right now?
Okay, let's,
I'm saying that we do a great job.
Great.
okay, can we just,
To Chief Castura, I give.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
okay, can we leave it at that right this minute?
All right, I'm done.
Then don't leave.
Bye.
Please sit down. Let's just, did you have any other points that you?
I've just never heard anyone who just wants to make Orange Village even better get criticized by a mayor and just been shut down on everything. I don't understand.
I'm not shutting you down on
I
anything.
understand you're not.
Okay.
But I don't understand what's coming out of you, Mayor. I
You
don't
will
understand the
soon.
difference.
You will soon, okay?
Okay.
Different way to do it, Mayor.
Yeah, for you too.
Oh, okay. Can we stop, please? Mrs. Perry? Not now. So, the garden is in full swing. It's doing great. The beds look great. The fence looks great. Thank you. I think everybody is very excited for this growing season. And we are very grateful for the service department's continued help with maintaining that area. That's the end of my report. Okay, thank you. Mr. Bilski?
I had the pleasure of attending the Orangewood HOA Association meeting a couple weeks ago, where I am a resident, and just have a few questions I will take separately with powers that be here,
No, that-
Bob Zugan and Chief Costura, but nothing crazy, nothing too serious, but just some little things we'll talk about. Oh, no, I just had some questions from that came out of the Orangewood HOA meeting. Nothing major, but stuff that I'll talk to them about after.
I don't know if it's a sound system. I just had a hearing test, and I passed. But I can't make out one word you're saying. It's all garbled. It's like too loud or something.
Yeah.
Keep turning it down.
Yeah, maybe.
No further comments.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
Mr. Klein?
I'll try not to be so controversial. Planning Commission, we've had 2 meetings since our last council meeting. The Planning Commission meeting of May 16th approved a new graphic package for the Take 5 car wash, along with a discussion with Pinecrest for a new landscape design strategy that they're going to undertake, and will be back to us to present that more formally. They're planning some really, I think, incredibly appropriate modifications to their landscaping to make Pinecrest even better than it is today. And we'll be seeing that hopefully soon. Planning Commission also met last night. We approved an encroachment for a deck on Tahoe Trail, and then essentially that was it. There's a lot on the agenda coming up. We're going to start to see homes coming in for Phase 7 of the Lakes of Orange development, and that's going to be, I think, important for us. And that's about it from Planning Commission.
Thank you. Mrs. Vincent?
Good evening, everyone. It's been an exhilarating yet exhausting 2 weeks at the Orange Schools as the school year came to an end today. So many wonderful year-end events. I encourage you to go to the Orange Schools Facebook page and check them all out. I will spare you going through all of them now. The big event, obviously, graduation, OIP graduates moving on to kindergarten, 5th graders moving on to Brady, and 8th graders moving on to OHS. And of course, the big class of 2023 commencement was held at Playhouse Square this past weekend. The speeches and programs were all beautifully done. The commencement speaker was OHS alum Judge Lindsay Jenkins, class of 95. There were 150 graduates, including 23 legacies, with 31 alumni parents, grandparents, and/or step-parents bringing their kids back to Orange, which was wonderful. The valedictorian was Daniel Sue, who graduated with a 5.0 plus GPA. He gave a fantastic speech as well. Check it out on video if you like. The staff retirement and recognition luncheon is tomorrow. There are 15 retirees that are going to be recognized with a combined total of a few hundred years of service at the Orange Schools. So congratulations to all of our Orange Village graduates who are moving on to elementary school, middle school, high school, college, or whatever the next phase of their lives is. Congratulations to all of them. The next BOE meeting is on Monday evening. I will share additional information from that meeting on any discussion about putting a 1.5 mil permanent improvement levy on the ballot. It probably will be up for discussion at that meeting. I'll let you know if it is. It is, yeah. A reminder that the Kiwanis Club of Lander Circle rummage sale is coming up in about a month, July 13th to the 15th. Drop-offs continue on Monday evenings and Saturday mornings throughout June. So if you have stuff left over from the yard sales and you want to donate it to Kiwanis, please feel free to do so. I can give you more details if anybody wants it. I do have a few other items, but I'll wait until next meeting to discuss them. Thanks, have a great night, and congratulations to all of our graduates who live in Orange Village.
Okay, awesome. I will make a motion to adjourn to an executive session for the purpose of updating council on employee discipline and compensation matters. Do I have a second?
Second.
You need to invite some people.
Ski,
Just as part of the motion, Chief of Police and Sarah Moore.
Okay, so I'm also inviting the Chief of Police and Sarah Moore to the executive session. I'm sorry, you can call roll.
do you have to have your name on it? I'll be there too. Okay. Oh, Bilski,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Duber,
Yep.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry, Curlin.
Yes.
And you can let everyone know that they're not going to do any, what do you call it? Like, you won't be voting, no action when you come back, so they can.
No action taken after the executive session, so everyone can.
Ed's like, yes. Oh, sorry.
Take care.